When it comes to the evolution of power in the Boruto universe, the question has been how will certain characters match up to the current power system. With Boruto it's quite obvious since he is the protagonist who has a mysterious dojutsu which has been touted to have the power to change fate itself. And then we have Kawaki who has the karma seal and dojutsu of the strongest Otsutsuki introduced into the manga thus far. Well, aside from Shiba himself, but we'll save him for another video. Now, even though Boruto and Kawaki are arguably the two most important characters in the current timeline, this doesn't mean that other characters featured heavily in the story won't be receiving power-ups. We can see that with Mitsuki and his new Sage Mode, and then we have Sarada who recently awakened her Mangekyo Sharingan. This of course brings me to Naruto, who has been a driving force in the growth of Boruto's character, and also the main reason behind Kawaki's decisions in the latest chapters of the manga. And while Naruto technically isn't as active as he used to be since he was sealed away by Kawaki, that doesn't mean that he won't return to the forefront of the narrative at some point in time. The real question is, how can Naruto contribute to the story in his current state? Will Naruto be relegated to the old geezer who seldomly passes on his wisdom to the later generation, or will he become a powerhouse again who aids in the fight against the Otsutsuki? Well, I think it's a little bit of both. You see, there's a way in which Naruto can get stronger and it's quite simple in theory. And just to be clear, the power I'm referring to is Sage Mode, but the Baryon Mode version of it. You see, the mechanism behind Baryon Mode is very similar to that of Sage Mode. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that they're basically the same thing, with one key difference which we'll get into later on in this video. Now, if we go back to when Baryon Mode was first introduced in Boruto's manga, Kurama said that we should think of it like nuclear fusion. It's a similar principle to how the sun produces energy. He then explained to Naruto that both their chakras are serving as kernels to produce a whole new type of energy. Now, if we go back to Naruto's manga, Fukasaku, when explaining Sage Mode to Naruto, said that it's all about the balance between mental energy, physical energy, and nature energy. If you don't manipulate those three together carefully, you can't produce Sage Jutsu Chakra, otherwise known as Senjutsu. And just to clarify one thing, mental energy and physical energy is what's used to create chakra itself. So in essence, Naruto is just adding nature energy to the production of chakra, which then creates a new type of chakra known as Senjutsu. So similar to how Baryon Mode chakra is created by molding Naruto's chakra, meaning Naruto's mental and physical energy, with Kurama's chakra, Senjutsu chakra is also created by molding Naruto's internal energies with nature energy. So now that we've established the similarities between these two forms, what's the difference? Why is Baryon Mode seemingly stronger than Senjutsu? Well, the answer to that question is heat, and by heat I mean extreme heat. You see, it goes back to what nuclear fusion is. Nuclear fusion is the reaction in which two or more atomic nuclei are combined to form one or more different atomic nuclei or subatomic particle. So in this case, the two or more atomic nuclei that are being combined would be Naruto's internal energies and nature energy, or Naruto's internal energies and Kurama's chakra. Then the subatomic particle or atomic nuclei created would be Senjutsu or Baryon Mode chakra. But a key detail missing from this equation is heat. In order to create this new subatomic particle, the materials used must be heated to a very high temperature, and must also be kept under intense pressure, hence dense enough and confined for long enough to allow the atomic nuclei to fuse. This is why objects are heated before undergoing the process of welding or any type of fusion. This process also applies to Sage Mode, which is why you require enormous amounts of chakra to use it. The fusion process consumes your internal energies and nature energy to create Senjutsu, so it requires a lot of fuel to maintain the form. And this is the same for Baryon Mode, but to an extreme degree, to the point where, as Kurama puts it, my chakra and yours gets consumed until one or both of our lives run out. You could even see the steam emitting from Naruto's body when he first transformed, which later turned into red vapor. And what exactly does red vapor remind you of? Of course, that would be the 8 gates of death used by my guy versus Madara. It's explained that the 8 gates of death causes the body to continually heat up until it's been cooked from the inside out, reducing the user to ash. This extreme heat is what provides the power displayed by this form, similar to how heat is what produces the power displayed by Baryon Mode, to the point where one of the chakras used in the process burns out completely, similar to 8 gates. So in essence, all Kurama did was heat up their chakra to an extreme amount, way higher than the heat used to create Senjutsu, similar to how the 8 gates of of death heats the chakra way higher than what is done in the prior 7 gates. At this point, you guys should see where I'm going with this. To achieve Baryon Sage Mode or Baryon Sage Mode, all Naruto really has to do is to heat his Senjutsu chakra to the levels of the Baryon Mode chakra he once used. It's really that simple. But how does this chakra surpass Baryon Mode? Well, that's because Senjutsu chakra has never been inferior to Kurama's in strength. In fact, a weaker version of Naruto was able to hurt Kurama with this power, to the point where Kurama questioned the existence of the power itself. Albeit this was really just half of Kurama, while adult Naruto had both halves of the Nine Tails. Now, speaking of full power Kurama, the Baryon Mode Naruto used against Ishiki wasn't even at full power, since Kurama's and Naruto's chakra were drained by Ishiki using his chakra rods, to the point where the KCM cloak itself disappeared. So Naruto and Kurama being severely drained of chakra explained why the form ran out as quickly as it did. So we're not even comparing this hypothetical Baryon Mode Sage Mode to a full power Baryon Mode Naruto, since we've never seen it. We're comparing it to the weakened version we got. Now this brings up the negative effects of the Baryon Mode chakra itself. Which chakra runs out first? Would it be Naruto's chakra or the nature energy? Now this part is kinda convoluted because we got two contradictory statements from Kurama explaining whose chakra is sacrificed for the usage of the form. He first told Naruto that he would die if he used the form, then backed up that statement by saying that both of their chakras would get consumed until both or one of their lives runs out. Now the reason why this is confusing even to Naruto himself is because Kurama later says that his life was a sacrifice for Baryon Mode, not Naruto's. In fact, he knew for certain that Naruto would survive. He then explained that the reason why he didn't tell Naruto that his life was a sacrifice for the form is because Naruto wouldn't have sacrificed Kurama if he knew that he would live, which is true. So what this means is that Baryon Mode doesn't take the life of the user. It's as if the form itself consumes the secondary chakra more than it does the chakra of the user themselves, which would make sense since that would prolong the usage of the form. So in Baryon Sage Mode's case, Naruto could theoretically extend the form by continuously absorbing nature energy, thus supplying an endless amount of secondary chakra to be consumed. Now don't get too excited because we still have two issues here with this idea. First, Naruto needs to remain still in order to gather nature energy, and secondly, he needs a balance between his mental, physical, and nature energy to produce Senjutsu chakra. So how would he get that balance needed to produce Senjutsu chakra if his innate chakra is continuously depleting while he's continuously resupplying his body with nature energy? Wouldn't Naruto run out of his innate chakra before the nature energy, and if he puts in more nature energy than innate chakra, wouldn't that offset the balance, thus not producing Senjutsu chakra? Well, not necessarily. A lot of people are not aware of this, but Sage Mode is absolutely broken, in the sense that you can never get tired while using the form. As explained by Fukasaku, unlike Ninjutsu Chakra, whereas you progressively tire because you're using up your internal energy, with Sage Jutsu Chakra you're continuously taking in nature energy from the outside. And not only do you not get tired, you recover and heal quicker too. So in essence, while in Sage Mode the user has infinite stamina. This is because even though you use your physical and mental energy combined with natural energy to produce Senjutsu Chakra doesn't require your mental and physical energy to maintain it. It just needs it to achieve it. So basically what this means is that while in Sage Mode all you need is more nature energy to maintain the form. What this means is that unlike Kurama's Baryon Mode, which is limited by the fact that Kurama's chakra is limited, Baryon Sage Mode has an endless supply of natural energy to refuel its power, thus giving us a new unlimited Baryon Mode with all the perks of the original, meaning that Naruto would still have the ability to drain the life force of others while not affecting his own, since while using Sage Mode his mental and physical energies are not being used. However, the byproduct of that energy combining with natural energy creating Senjutsu Chakra would still allow Naruto to connect with the chakra of others, thus draining their power, as explained by Kurama. Now of course the elephant in the room is how would Naruto be able to continuously absorb nature energy while in battle if he needs to remain still? Well, the obvious answer would be using his shadow clone similar to what he did versus Pain. The difference is that only now Naruto doesn't need to have them remain in Mount Miyaboku. The only reason why he did that versus Pain is because it's much quicker and easier to absorb natural energy at Mount Miyaboku since it's rich in that energy and very peaceful, coupled with the fact that Naruto was still a new sage at the time. Now as seen in the war arc in Naruto Shippuden, Naruto can now charge and use Sage Mode within seconds, and this is without the help of KCM. Naruto could easily create a few clones to gather nature energy for him while he fights, and they would be able to continuously replenish his nature energy by him simply releasing them or the clones releasing themselves. There will be no limit to the nature energy Naruto can gain from this method, since Naruto has the ability to send his clones halfway around the planet and still gain information from them as seen in the war, and this should work for chakra as well. Now you could really argue that it would take longer for him to receive it per the distance, but that could easily be circumvented by another shadow clone reverse summoning the clones that are far away from Naruto's location. This is of course assuming Naruto doesn't have enough nature energy in the current area to maintain the form for long periods of time. Another cool way would be for Naruto to find some way to use the toad oil outside the barriers of Mount Miyaboku. This oil basically allows the user to continuously absorb nature energy even while moving, and all they have to do is rub the oil on a single part of their body. The problem here is that the oil evaporates once it's removed from the atmosphere of Mount Miyaboku. So if Naruto could have Amado or Orochimaru to fashion up some technology that would allow him to use the oil anywhere he wants, that would be awesome. Speaking of ninja tech, they could theoretically create a technology that allows Naruto to passively absorb nature energy, so I think that will be possible. Another thing to note is that Mitsuki can also passively absorb nature energy since he was modified using Jugo's cells. This makes sense because Jugo's clan possesses an innate ability that allows them to passively absorb nature energy and undergo sage transformations. Orochimaru could theoretically create a Jugo-based Hashirama cell arm for Naruto that allows him to passively absorb natural energy like Mitsuki. If that doesn't work out for Naruto, he could always just merge with the toads of Mount Miyaboku, who will absorb nature energy for him as they did for Jiraiya. As you can see, there are multiple ways in which they could allow Naruto to passively absorb nature energy, but the writer has to want that to happen. Another thing I wanted to address is this notion that Naruto permanently lost half his chakra when he did Baryon Mode the first time around. For some reason, people believe that once chakra is used, it never returns, which is why they believe that Naruto lost all the chakra he used in Baryon Mode. However, this wouldn't make sense based on how chakra is explained to function in the series itself. You see, as I explained earlier, chakra is created by combining your mental and physical energies. The mental energy comes from your mind, and the physical energy comes from the thousands of cells within your body. Now, there's a limit to how much chakra one can produce and have at a given time, but any chakra you lose, whether by using that chakra to form jutsus or using it in Baryon Mode for example, would in fact regenerate over time as long as you're still alive. So all the chakra Naruto lost to maintain Baryon Mode would have returned a long time ago, since it has been a while since that happened. Now I also wanted to touch on Boil Release because some people seem to not understand what it's used for. Now of course Naruto used this power to amp his Rasengans to make them stronger, but that isn't the full function of the chakra or the jutsu itself. So basically Boil Release is used to heat up the chakra of the user and make them stronger, because as I explained earlier, heat in Naruto equates to power. So Boil Release is used by the Five Tails, and with that power he's able to heat up Naruto's chakra, which pretty much allowed him to punch away Kaguya using unparalleled strength. So basically what Naruto can do with Boil Release is to make himself physically stronger. This isn't something someone can absorb or shrink. This is like a stat boost like Kaioken, Super Saiyan, or maybe even KCM. It just makes Naruto stronger and faster. So let's say Naruto doesn't know how to use Boil Release on his own to amplify his power, which I don't think is the case. It's possible that he can, but we'll see how that plays out. But let's say he can't. Naruto really could just reach out to the Five Tails and basically get information on how the technique works, or he could just gain more chakra from the Five Tails and use that power to amplify his power using Boil Release. And we know for a fact that Naruto can reach out to the other tail beasts even after losing Kurama, because we saw that in the anime itself, so that much is confirmed. And even then, Naruto is the Hokage of the Hidden Leaf Village, which means that he has access to all the secret techniques within the village. This of course includes the 8 Gates technique, which Naruto can learn, similar to how Kakashi learned the 8 Gates as well. So you really don't need to be Might Guy or Lee or someone who doesn't use ninjutsu to use the 8 Gates. Anyone can use it as long as you're able to master the jutsu. So as I've pointed out, there are multiple ways in which Naruto can attain this power. It's just that the writers have to want that to happen. So if they do want Naruto to participate in the story, because Naruto will eventually come back, Naruto will be unsealed. Obviously it will be post time skip, which is great because I believe that's when we'll be stepping into Otsutsuki territory. Once we start out the ordeal with Kawaki and Boruto, I believe that they will join up eventually to take on the Otsutsuki clan or the Otsutsuki gods that will invade the land per Toneri's statement. So we'll see how that plays out, but I think that is exactly what will happen. Now, I will be doing different videos going forward because Boruto is on hiatus, so we're gonna still continue with the theory videos and predictions and all that jazz, but I will be doing a new series on Boruto which basically covers the entire arc, so it will be like an arc review video. So each arc won't be in the same video, it will be in separate videos. So I will be starting from the beginning of the series, go through each manga arc, and those videos might be like an hour or maybe 45 minutes because Boruto's chapters are pretty long, so I can see that playing out in that direction. But each arc for each video until the Boruto hiatus is over. So we're gonna get to it. I love your support, so come back to watch those videos as well because the success of that video will determine if I continue the series or not. So just look out for it and click the notification bell to notify when I post new content. I'll probably post it on Sunday if I get the time to finish it this week, but we'll see how that works out. But either way, you guys will get the notification if you hit that bell and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a like on this video to get it boosted in the algorithm as well. And of course, don't forget to drop your comments down below because that's also great and I want to interact with you guys to see what's up. So drop your comment, let me know your thoughts on the video itself and also the thoughts on the upcoming new series. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.